So good day, welcome to Revit training on mansion project design. So we have created this in day one of our lesson. So this one is going to continue by putting a space onto this. Now, the first thing to do is that we say this is a guest room. Select this and say select all instance, delete all the dimensions because they are not needed for now. It's just a guide for us to program the space accurately. So now you click here and say create similar. So you create the first bathroom and toilet for that. So here you do the same thing by creating bathroom and toilet for this particular. This is kitchen and we have dining. So this place is position of staircase. Why this? We are going to create another bathroom and toilets in this place. So you should be understanding that the ratio of room to bathroom is something like a ratio 1:3. So you can imagine this. So the bigger the room, the bigger your bathroom and toilet will be. That is the functionality of design. So you should always understand that aspect whenever you are doing your project. You don't have a bogus room and your toilet toilet and bath look tiny. So that is something you should put in your consciousness. Ratio 1:2, ratio 1:3 or ratio 1:4. That should be. So your toilet shouldn't be too big, shouldn't be too small. You don't say ratio 1:2. Toilet should not be half of the room. So the essential aspect is that the room must be functional and every other space must be attached to it. So the visitor toilet, I'm going to create it by saying okay, it stays here. So I'm giving it a moment, without moment like that. Okay, that's visitor toilet and this one is anti-room. So I'm creating that into space. Good. So I am trimming what is trimmable. So this space is now left open. Now the next thing is that I've done this. I need to create what do I need to do? So I see this one is okay for that. Now I need to bring in some of the basics needs for here. And what are those things? The first is that I need to bring in slab, this floor. And then you do slab all around. That's another component very important for you to keep note of. So remember, we have done a lot of projects that contains things like this. So you don't need to do or subscribe to our channel. You'll be updated. The notification are going to be given out to you the moment you bring another project to bear. So click and always try as much as possible subscribe, and at the same time comment whatsoever you know that okay you don't understand. We are here for you. I'm going to reply you instantly and you get to adjust to whatsoever you need to adjust to. So that is it for that. So as we are programming this, I have programmed all this one in the sense that I just want to demonstrate to people how to use it, and I want them to have, because there are some features that might look very crazy and sincere. Now, as we have done this, we are done with the something is still missing. Good. So as we have done this one, now we need to put in some consideration. This is a transport. What are those requirements for your client that you know I'm working based on the client's requirements here. My client once told me that I want to have swimming pool at this side of the house, and they want a place where they will be dressing. So that's why I'm creating. Anything that I create, you can have reason for creating it. So let me just create that simple space that I had for a client then. So now I'm putting that space into use. here. So like I told you, every of what I'm doing is going to affect my elevations. So that is why you see some elevation look more complex. When you go to design, you're going to see the design. But one thing about design is that you mustn't continue to waste space, because you are programming space, and the spaces are giving you confidence on what you are doing. That's what you know that okay, people knows what they are doing. Now I have created this, and I want a staircase that will transport somebody from here to up. But for now, let me dwell on how to add more component to this space. And so the next thing I'm doing is door. My door should be, I'm starting my door from here, because you are passing from back. So I'm putting another door here. I'm still going to change this one, but just let me represent it. So another door is staying here. So another door to enter here. So door to move into this space, and then door again here, and door to enter here, door to enter kitchen, door to link this space. And what am I need again? I think I'm done with that aspect. Okay. I think I have another something to be done here. Maybe just pull. So adjust this. Good. So break this into brackets, and then align it. Good. Edit. Put it. So break it. Good. So you click finish. As you do that, now what are you need? What are those things that you need to do again? The next thing to need is to bring the graphics of this into here, so that you will not be able to forget anytime you are doing your work. So how do you do that? You press here and say control, press VG, visibility graphics on your system, and this pop up. So from there you say objects. From the objects that you click, you say go to wall. On the wall, go to your cut width, and the cut width now is what I want to increase. I'm increasing it to something like 8. If it's not a little too big, let me use 7. A little bit too thick. So I'm using that, and say okay. So when you click here now, you see it's not deep and big. So that's what I want you to have in your mind. So click here and put another door in this space. So adjust this to let this align. Good. So that is a roof for swimming segment. Now I've done this, you can toggle it off for now. So you will not be able to forget anytime you continue. That will be there for you to the last of your program. So you do this by adjusting. So here, as I've done that, I have to split this, because I wanted to have a open space with this particular. So here is open, here is open. So if you want to be good in graphics, you need to follow the tutorial one after the other and watch every step I'm making, because it's going to allow you how I'm changing some features, I'm adjusting some features. If you want to know more, contact me. I always put my WhatsApp here. So if you want to hear from me one-on-one, you want to chat with me one-on-one, you can come to my WhatsApp. It's already on the page. You can check the community page, you see what I put today. So If there's anything that is bothering you in graphic aspects, these are the time for you to. So I'm creating this one, and do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Now I think we are able to develop what we want to develop. Now this type of staircase we want to do here is different. One side is going to be longer than the other. The reason being, there should be a exit here, and somebody must be able to climb from a long distance to that place without having anything connection with the door. So that is why you need to pay close attention to the way we are creating staircase at this point. This staircase is different from every other staircase that we are doing, and that is why you take your time to watch the process of this. So I'm adjusting this one so that you accommodate. Okay, now we are creating the staircase up straight up without any delay. So now you go to architecture, go to stairs, and say sketch. What you do, so it come to, you put on railing. This is not say where is stair. This is stair. So I'm using this particular sketch to create sketch on a slab. I say slab staircase. So when you start with boundary, where do you want that to go through? From here to where? Good. So what is the space of the width of that? The width should be around 1000. If there will be space, 1000 is too big, so I'm reducing it because I'm going to have 2 stairs in this building. So I'm using 800. Okay, let's use 800. It looks too big, but I know the problem is that the toilet is what we are going to adjust to. Adjust it. 800 is okay. So you do the same thing here, put the 800 there. So here you complete the boundary. Good. So from here again you put the 800 inside. To here now you complete the boundary. You are not done yet. Good. Now what we do is that press escape. Then you need to work with the rise. So the riser will determine the pattern in which your stair follows. So from the riser I'm using 300 for the foot. So click that, continue. You are going to be seeing the number increasing and reducing. So that's how you do. So we have 11 at this slide, and we are going to something like 18, because say you remain 4. So remain 1. Let's add the last one to this point, because we want one longer side and the shorter one. So I'm going to show you what I mean by what I'm designing now. So I think we have a close boundary and close everything. So what next is that the stair part. This is where you need to draw the path to be the stair follow. Start from the dot points, take it like that, and finish it here. So as you have done the press escape there and say finished. So this one has already been giving you what you needed to do. So click finish, and that is the building of your staircase. So the point is that the staircase starts from here. We're supposed not to, so we are starting from this outside, this longer side. So what you do is that you toggle on it and you change the arrow. So the arrow makes you to believe that okay, this is up and it's coming from that side. So adjust this toilet to to the other end, which is okay. Now the temporary section, you are going to cut it, and you click on this place and cut your section across. You cut your section as such. You go to, can you see what I'm saying now? Can you see this is the staircase? The stair landing start at the what? At the edge of the door. So it doesn't have anything to do with the door. That is the beauty of that. That's the longer side and the longest landing to the staircase to the first floor. So that's the pattern which we use. So if you bring here control and say okay, there's an escape route here, and you put this door at this point. So click. So when you go back to that and start, click and say go to view. Can you see this is the door? Has nothing to do with the landing anymore. So that is the point in which we are making. So that door, this one is not what I needed for now, so I need to change this type of staircase. I'm using monolithic staircase, which is something of a beautiful standard for me. So when you go back there, you are going to see that the pattern has already been changed. Can you see? So it's more lower now. So what you need to do is that you do what you go about and edit it. Go to and double click on this, then you increase this number at that side, then you close. So here you bring this again, you draw it, you extend it to that line, you say okay, finish again. So go back to that section and access it from here. Can you see? So when you start climbing from this side, by the time you reach here, you're already at the top of it has nothing to do with your doors anymore. So you don't have any colliding with the door and your stair. So that is it for that. So we are going back to what we do. Now we want to create the next staircase, which is what? Something like up. And how do we do that? Is that we want to bring it, so we use CSS to do what we want to do first before we finally adjust to what we know best. So you click on stair again, then you work on your, you say edit, then you work on your boundary first. So from here, how do we do it? I want you to start from this edge. Good. So I'm starting from this from somewhere here. Good. So putting it to you, the space that okay, I'm getting the radius done. Good. So if this is the case, what are the next thing that I need to put in the proper level is that I need to work on this curve by saying 1000 millimeter for space. Good. So I am doing this, I'm putting them in the other, no, this. So now start with the riser, click on riser, look for the like here and right here. So what we do is that we readjust this because this curve is not curved enough. So what we do is that you click the boundary, then use arc. Good. So here you say 1000 to bring this to here. So now you readjust this and you readjust this. to delete the excess boundary. I don't want that. So can you see that the curve now made a lot of meaning than the way it was? So you delete this and decide to rewrite. Okay, so say offset 300 this time or 250. Don't want it to be something too long. So you click that, click that, click that. So how many have you created? Telling that it still remains 699. So you've done that and put this one here. Adjust them. So the number will increase and reduce as well. So adjust all this. So how many did you say you create more? It's talking of 5. Now how do you do that? You can make use of this middle. So click here, say so now this one will be your middle points. So you can draw from here, or you use this and you say rotate. In the rotate, you just click on copy, adjust this one to this place, then you click here and adjust it to something like, let's say 25 degree. If it's too wide, you can reduce the degree by bringing it to, let's say, 20 degree. Enter. It's too much, say 18 degree. Good. So from there you continue rotate from this degree to this degree. Then you can now select these two together so that you'll be able to look faster and work on it in the right sense. So you pick from here and dump it here. So you've already achieved that. How many remain is telling you, don't bother about that. By the time you adjust it, everything will be close. So click here. Good. Come to this space. Good. So how many? It's telling you that remain 1. So you can adjust that later by yourself. Just click finish. What is the statement? So you cannot finish this sketch because of course you cancel. Now the parts you have not specified. So you click on this part. Good. So you click finish. What did this say? This line should connect with both what? End right side and okay. The point is there's an issue on one of the riser which we need to deal with. Good. I think it's that one. To finish it. Still giving you easy. Say invalid stair parts should be connected to both start and the end. Continue. Where is the start? Where is the end? So what is missing? Something is missing in this space, and which can give you the same problem the way I'm receiving it here now. So you can delete. So what you do, say part, continue, and let's see, finish. Good. So what it means is that we should always draw it continuously. Maybe the way I follow that, I prefer draw this and draw this one. That is why. So the rules of Revit are too much. You get frustrated. So that is it. Click finish. Let it bring itself to here. So starting from here, which is nothing to write home about. That's not what we want. So we'll toggle it. We're starting from this part, climbing up. Good. So that is the staircase on this one. So when you toggle on your graphics now, you see that the details are coming out. So after you've done with this, so you now need to be putting your templates inside here so that everything will be okay. But before then, you can decide to bring your windows. So the window I'm using, I'm going to specify them. Like I'm using this particular window by renaming it. So I want to name this one to my own use. Say long W. Okay. So that is my new name for it. So I'm using the dimension, changing it 1300. I want it to be longer by 500, so just to be little, the width not be too big. Then I'm changing the height from here by saying 2200. So here now I'm placing it here 2 in a room in the side. So concentration is much important. Same way here, same way here, same thing I'm doing here. I'm going to do here. The same thing I'm doing here, I'm going to do here. So as you are doing that, you are putting the design to total representation. So the techniques and every other things you need to know, I'm just going to print this one straight up, and you are going to enjoy the tutorial if you follow up one after the other. It might not be a polished tutorial that I used to do, but this tutorial is going to help a lot. So after I've done that, I have already put so much of this in place, and you can see that they now look more like a complete architectural drawing that we all know. So now we bring in another window by adjusting that one and just look at it 60 by, so I want to put it in the toilet space. So 22 my seal height, so I'm putting it here. This one disappears. The reason why it disappears, you are going to get it. So all the toilet door and the toilet window, put them there. Let them have their own feel and have their own shapes. So now the toilet have been put in place. Now let me give you why this one disappear. Click on the view range and you get what you want to do right away. Say okay, cut it off and say 2000 or 1900. Just do it that way and get what you need. So can you see this windows are fully opposite. Now these are the things you need to do and bring your design to completion. So I'm using some of these templates to do what I needed to do. So that's I'm using here now something that are fillable in this space. If you want to use template, I need to bring them and continue to. So you say just click on load family. Load family, I don't think there's anyone that is available. You can click on library, check English. So it's still saying the same issue. So click here 2003 family template, Chinese, English, title block, annotation, conceptual massing. Those are the things. You don't need all this. So you go back and wherever you know that you put I don't have anyone. I don't think there's Chinese here for now. So if you have it, just load here like that and begin to put them in space. So in the next training, we are going to do that by assigning all those things to the portion and the positions. Put annotation and every other thing, and take this to foundation level where it's going to be feasible, and transfer this to floor level and rearrange how the upper floor will look. So thanks for watching. Kindly subscribe to the channel and expect more of the design